point, I'm really starting to get financially where I want to be. I'm making more money, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a night.
I was still very angry at Tawala, and it was just too much anger there for me to really talk about it with her, so I didn't. I kept it in, I kept it bottled up.
When you can't talk about it, you can't connect. Talking is one of the most intimate ways of connecting. It can be even more intimate than sex.
I went to a party one night while Tawala was going to work at the club, and I ran into a girl that I had a class with. We were just talking, talking about the classes we had together, and eventually the conversation turned into flirting. The flirting led to some touching. I was thinking, you know what? I've earned this. I think I've been put through the ringer enough. I'm going to do this. I'm going to feel like a man again. Susan really stroked my ego. It made me feel good about myself that she was paying this much attention to me. It was something that in me and Tawala's relationship was missing at the time. And she said, I am attracted to you. Susan wasn't what I would normally be attracted to, but because of the conversation, because of the interest that she paid in me, I felt an attraction to her. One thing led to another, and we went to the hotel that night. And as soon as we walk in, immediately she was on me, kissing on my neck. At that point, I hadn't been with another woman in years. She made sex sexy. It was very erotic. I was thinking, after this, when I leave here, I'm going to feel like a man again. I'm going to have my pride back. It was so intense. Everything was in my mind was going great. But immediately afterwards, I felt horrible. I felt all the guilt in the world just came crashing on me. I got my car, I went home. I took a long shower because I felt dirty. I felt worse than what I felt when Tawala was dancing. The only problem was that feeling didn't last long enough to keep me from doing it again. The meeting with Susan went on maybe a year. The thought of Tawala finding out and what she would do, it terrified me.
One day, I'm sitting at the computer, getting ready to check my email, and I realize this is not my email, this is Casey's email. I am completely in disbelief because these emails are so graphic. I realize there's been some infidelity going on in my marriage. And that was completely devastating for me. I just wanted him to know that I knew, and I wanted to see his raw reaction. And it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Total denial.
I was just at a complete loss for words other than I'm sorry. When I saw what my actions had done to Tawala, I really felt like scum. My greatest fear is that I would lose Tawala, that I would lose my family.
I've been with Casey since I was 16, and now I'm almost 30, and I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna explain this to my daughter? For me, it was a pivotal moment because I was still going back and forth in my mind if I wanted to stay or if I wanted to go.
We went to bed. I was laying across the bed when we got a knock on the bedroom door. Tierra comes and says, "Daddy, the room's on fire." So I get up and I walk in the room to find my daughter's bed completely engulfed in flames.
Tierra was playing with a broken butane lighter, and some kind of way she got it to light.
I went into panic mode and got the family out the house.
Casey tells me to call to the fire department while he stays and tries to put the fire out.
I ran back in. When I opened the door and that smoke hit me, I stepped back and I stepped in that glass, tripped, and I fell.
At this moment, I don't know what shape he's in. I don't know what's happened to him. All these thoughts are racing through my mind. And I just couldn't imagine me being without him. This solidified my decision. I was gonna fight for my marriage.
It was time for me to grow up and stop hurting my wife.
We decided that if we were gonna make our marriage work, we had to completely get rid of all distractions and we had to work on us.
When I first met with Casey and Tawala, they had a resiliency that I don't often see.
I feel extremely guilty for what I did. Therapy forced me to deal with myself and my own issues and stop looking for Tawala to validate me or looking for someone else to validate me and to validate myself, because until I validate myself, I can't be any good to anyone else.
Through this journey, I learned that sometimes I can see things only from my own perspective. I never really thought about the effect that me dancing had on him. I don't think that it made him feel good as a man or as a husband.
We started to rebuild our marriage by spending as much time together as we can and truly telling each other what we feel.
We really acknowledged that no matter what, we were going to work through this. And that's when I realized that I had forgiven him and our love was beginning to become even stronger.
I think the biggest hurdle for me is my lack of communication with her. It took me years, even after we started working everything out, it still took me years to really go back to opening and telling her exactly how I felt, you know, not holding nothing back.
I want him to feel safe and he can talk to me about anything and he can feel comfortable sharing things with me, that I won't throw it back up in his face and I won't psychoanalyze it and break it down to the point to where I'm pulling things out of what he's saying that's not there. Because that's something that I did frequently. And I don't want to do that anymore.
She's picked me up when I've completely fallen. You know, she's been everything that I could have asked for. Not just a wife, not just a partner, but a soulmate.
Okay, that was good. Oh, it's so mushy in here. Don't y'all need a fan?